You see a lot of athletes announce retirement and then don't retire because they have so much love. Have you have you had any times like, maybe I was tripping a bit?
Yeah, I do be having those thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's also too, I want to get myself together.
10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power.
I made the decision to train in DC because, I haven't been in the coldness in a minute. I haven't even trained in the coldness in a minute. So I feel as though this will help me. DC my second home. I've been coming up here since I was 9 years old, even younger. So I'm not really trying to get in his personal business. Probably just showing him that, I could do anything, especially in your backyard. Pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win.
No matter what comes next, boxing fans will be tuned in. And this upcoming fight, it has everything needed to be truly unforgettable.
I'm not gonna. I don't have to pick one.
He doesn't, Ryan, doesn't he got to pick one?
I said the same thing. I'm not commenting on it.
Okay, why? Do you think it's a circus or do you respect it as a good fight?
To Tank's credit, I'm interested in the Tank Jake Paul exhibition because I know for a fact that if they do it for real, Tank is capable, although he's small, he's capable of knocking Jake Paul out, just like Jake Paul probably capable of knocking him out because he's so much bigger.
So you believe that?
I believe
no
that.
doubt about it.
Without a question, if they fight for real. If they don't, if they say, no, well, we're going to take care of Jake, just want him to go through and learn more, then he might not knock him out. You understand me? But if they do it for real, Tank is highly capable of taking Jake.
Several boxing veterans have voiced their disappointment over the rumored matchup between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul. Former world champion Shawn Porter was among those who criticized the idea, saying the fight doesn't make sense from a pure boxing standpoint. He pointed out that Jake Paul is a much bigger fighter, walking around close to heavyweight size, while Tank Davis is a lightweight known for his speed, precision, and knockout power against opponents in his own division. Porter explained that a fight like this wouldn't elevate Tank's legacy or the sport itself. Instead, it feels more like a modern-day cash grab driven by fame and social media buzz rather than real competition. He warned that these types of matchups could mark a dangerous shift in boxing, where hype and money start to outweigh skill and history.
A lot of ways it doesn't make sense to me. Of course, we know the size differential and the list goes on from there. I don't know, man. I think we're entering a generation now, or a phase now where fighters, I don't know if it's fighters, I don't know if he doesn't care about the legacy or if he feels like this fight doesn't matter. I'll get back to the legacy. I just don't know. This is truly not, it's not a legacy fight, but of course it is a generational money fight,
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. also downplayed the potential matchup, saying he's only interested in exhibition bouts that feel genuine and competitive. In his view, a true exhibition should still look and feel like a real fight, one that keeps fans guessing about who might actually win. Jones explained that with Jake Paul's clear size advantage over Gervonta Davis, there's no real balance or competitive edge to this fight. That lack of realism, he said, takes away the excitement that makes such events worthwhile. While the idea might grab attention for its novelty, Jones believes it ultimately comes across as more flashy than meaningful.
Tank's credit, I'm interested in the Tank Jake Paul exhibition because I know for a fact that if they do it for real, Tank is capable, although he's small, he's capable of knocking Jake Paul out, just like Jake Paul probably capable of knocking him out because he's so much bigger.
So you believe that?
I believe
no
that.
Doubt about it.
Without a question, if they fight for real. If they don't, if they say, no, well, we're going to take care of Jake, just want him to go through and learn more, then he might not knock him out. You understand me? But if they do it for real, Tank is highly capable of taking.
Many boxing veterans have criticized the rumored fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul. Sean Porter called the matchup meaningless from a boxing perspective, pointing out that Jake Paul is naturally much bigger, while Tank is a lightweight who thrives on skill and speed against opponents his own size. Porter warned that this kind of fight feels more like a money grab driven by hype than a real challenge that adds to Tank's legacy. Roy Jones Jr. agreed, saying he only respects exhibition bouts that feel authentic and competitive, and that with such a size gap, there's no real balance or suspense here. Max Kellerman also called the matchup more of a circus than a contest, built for attention rather than boxing history. Still, he admitted Jake Paul's marketing genius continues to draw fans, even those who claim they won't watch.
I'm not going to comment on it.
You gotta pick one.
I'm not going to. I don't have to pick one.
He doesn't, Ryan, doesn't he gotta pick
I
one?
said
now?
the same thing. I'm not commenting on it. We're
Okay,
good.
why? Do you think it's a circus, or do you respect it as a good fight?
Jake Paul is very good at creating events that whatever you want. Well, the reason you get mad is because you're being manipulated.
Oh,
Because you know when the time comes, you're going to have to watch it.
right.
He's like a genius at that. He makes events that you have to watch.
Right.
Even if you don't want to. So this is one of those.
Promoter Eddie Hearn recently shared his thoughts on the situation, saying his main focus is still on the plans set for Shakur Stevenson's career. However, he admitted that the entire boxing scene has shifted ever since the announcement of Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis, scheduled for November. Hearn explained that any potential matchup between Tank and Shakur is now on hold until that fight takes place. He noted that while promoters can make all the plans they want, everything in the sport is currently revolving around this unexpected but attention-grabbing event, proof of just how much influence Jake Paul now holds in the boxing world.
I have to come up with something for Shakur Stevenson. If I don't, that may be the end. It's got to work for me as well as Shakur. Maybe I haven't got anything for him, maybe he hasn't got anything for me, but right now I know what we agreed with His Excellency, and that's what we'll do for now, and then see where we go.
I know you said you wanted to make that Tank fight, so hopefully we can see that in the future. Eddie?
Jake Paul, isn't he? So he's got, I don't know whether he'll fight, what's the rematch?
Lamont Road.
I don't know if he'll still fight Lamont Roach. I know he's fighting Jake Paul in November, and then
Terence Crawford also made his stance clear, strongly dismissing the idea of a fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis. He argued that the matchup can't be viewed as a legitimate contest because of the massive size difference between them. Crawford explained that if Jake Paul were to land a clean shot, the power behind it would likely overwhelm Tank due to the physical gap. He added that Tank would face serious difficulty just getting inside Jake's range, as Paul's height and reach would make it nearly impossible for Davis to close the distance and unleash his signature power. For Crawford, the result of such a fight is already predictable, which makes the whole matchup unappealing from a boxing perspective.
First, Tank Davis, they just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't going to be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank.
KSI gave a straightforward reaction when asked about the potential fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis. He said he doesn't care about it, and in his opinion, most people don't either. His blunt response made it clear that he sees the matchup as nothing more than hype, a flashy event that might create buzz, but lacks any real sporting importance. KSI's comments reflect the frustration of many fans who are growing tired of celebrity boxing crossovers and would rather see real, competitive matchups that actually mean something for the sport.